Hey, we are back and we are here with the CTO of YapStone, Sanjay Saraf. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Absolutely correct.
Perfect. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself and what YapStone is all about?
Perfect. So again, my name is Sanjay, Chief Technology Officer for YapStone. And just a little bit about me. I joined the company just about a year and a half ago. I've been in Silicon Valley for well over 30 years and been in tech for a long time. Prior to YapStone, I was the Chief Technology Officer also at Western Union in their San Francisco office, helped build Western Union's digital ecosystem. And I was there for about close to 5 years. And prior to that, at Symantec, a software security company, for about 11 odd years. And before that, in various management technology companies. So, and joined YapStone just about a year and a half ago.
Great. Now, later on today, you were going to actually be taking the stage. You're going to be one of our presenters. So can you tell us a little bit about what your presentation is going to go over?
Absolutely, yeah. I actually, before I talk about the presentation, forgot to talk a little bit about YapStone. And so let me go back to that part of the question. So YapStone is a very interesting company. It's been around for a while, and but we still call ourselves a startup, and we are focused in the very, very fast-moving online payments ecosystem. And the online payments ecosystem, as the world is moving towards more omni-channel experiences, and in particular as the whole shared economy ecosystem is really now taking the world by storm. And what I specifically mean by that is companies like Uber, Airbnb, Expedia that are just changing the customer experience. And that's what I think your CTO Ravi was mentioning, that it's you, the consumer, who is now making the choices and the decisions by interacting with your peers. Yep. And so we play in that space where we power these marketplaces from a payments perspective. Yep. But we go beyond payments. We actually are serving these platforms from an end-to-end value chain perspective. What that means is, let me give you one specific example. We are the market leader in vacation rental payments. And so if you've ever been to Tahoe, gone skiing, and you ever reserved...
No, but you
need to go.
Imagine as if I have.
Yeah, so just imagine you're booking this chalet in Tahoe, and it's actually Matt Cain, your CEO's chalet that you are renting.
See, I believe he actually probably has one.
He probably has one. So Matt would actually list his property on either on Airbnb or HomeAway, which is an Expedia ecosystem. And when he lists that property, YapStone behind the scene is making sure that this property, that Matt Cain is really Matt Cain, right, and this property really does belong to him. And we do lots of technology-oriented checks and balances to make sure that the sub-merchant, in this case Matt Cain is a sub-merchant who's listing his property, is really valid. And so we do all the risk management and underwriting of literally millions and millions of such properties onto a vacation platform. Second part of our platform is when you now come to book that property and you want to pay for your stay, we process all those electronic transactions, whether you're paying with card in the US or any other form of payment method. We process those transactions. Again, behind the scenes, there's a lot of fraud management, card processing technology that comes into play. YapStone provides all of those technologies to help process that transaction. Once we have processed that transaction, the third leg of the ecosystem is I have to now pay Matt Cain or the homeowner his portion of his rental stay rent. Right. And so we then automate that disbursement of funds to millions of those property owners across the world, and we do it so that we do it in a safe way, in a secure way, and ensure that the funds are delivered to the right owner. We also have very complex capability where we split payments and have the logic to say how much of the fee goes to the homeowner, how much of that goes to for damage insurance, and et cetera, et cetera. So we have something what we refer as split payments capability. So that's what the platform does. In terms of size and scale, we process roughly about 20 billion in volume, so we are fairly large. And growing very, very fast. And again, it's really the power of people that are driving this massive growth, and we serve these individual homeowners. Our mission is really to democratize payments and make it easier for any individual or any business to do commerce with any individual anywhere. So that's really what we are here for. What I'm going to talk about a little bit later is really our journey in building out this massive platform. As I said, we've been around for a while. We're now designing and scaling for the future. This whole ecosystem is moving very, very fast. So I'm going to talk about some of the technology challenges that we had in play to help us, or that would become barriers for us to grow and scale. So I'll talk a little bit about those technology challenges, and I'll also talk a little bit about how we overcame those and how we partnered with Couchbase as one of the key foundational technologies to help solve the scalability problem that we were about to embark on.
Well, you actually bring me to the next question, which is, there are a lot of options out there in our space. And, you are a major player in your game. And I'm curious, what made you decide to choose to partner with Couchbase? Technology choices are always very difficult. And so once we had identified our problem set and we had clearly identified our objectives, we did go out to market to look at what would be a good way to solve this problem. We had two big problems that we wanted to solve. One was really scalability. We wanted something that would scale very, very fast, very easy, without requiring a lot of technology intervention. So that was one key factor. Second was we are a global company. As you can imagine, when you're in let's take just that vacation rental market space, you have properties that are in the US, you have travelers coming from Germany, France, Australia, from all these different parts of the world. And so how do you enable commerce in a global, international way? So we needed international ability for us to deploy internationally and be able to replicate that data in split seconds across geographies. So data replication was extremely critical for us. And third was really the microservices approach that we are taking to our platform. So we wanted a partner in that would help us solve all of these three problems. And so specifically why Couchbase gives us Couchbase's ability to add nodes on the fly with very minimal, it's a very easy console-based and rebalancing the whole cluster. That was a very key factor. Second, XDCR, data replication. Again, super easy to set it up across, we have deployments on AWS here in the US. We have deployments with AWS in Europe. Yep. We are able to replicate that data using XDCR in very, very fast way. And then the third was really microservices, that we can really enable microservices in a very nimble, fast way. Those were the reasons why we went with Couchbase. That's definitely awesome to hear, and we're very excited that you have gone with us. But one question, and you did touch on it a little bit when you said what your presentation's about, but I'm curious, being that you are the CTO, you're on the front lines of all the transformations that your company's going to be undertaking. What are you most excited about that's coming, that maybe already is in the works or maybe isn't in the works, that there's something that we're going to be able to help you do?
There are two things that I'm super excited that is really going to be the foundation of our growth forward. One is really this whole microservices based architecture, and why we went to microservices is not just from a technical perspective. It gives us the ability to manage our software engineering a lot more easily versus more of a monolithic approach. So that was one reason, but also it gives us a very specific business value where we are able to segment our platform into microservices, and each microservices can be enabled as a discrete product now. And in our vernacular, that is, in the past we were going to market with a full-blown integrated platform to say we serve marketplaces and it's one size fits all.
Right.
In this new paradigm of microservices that are more business oriented, we are saying if your platform only needs card processing or traveler processing, we can do that. Right. If your platform needs funds disbursement to hundreds of millions of property owners, we can do that. Yep. Or if you need fraud management, we can do that. We can do each of these as independent services, or we can do them all together. Yep. If you need. So that's something very exciting. That journey is already underway. We've just deployed using Couchbase our first microservice around the onboarding side of things. Yep. I'm going to talk a little bit about that use case at my presentation. The second big thing that I'm definitely excited, this is more of a future, that's why I was a little bit excited to see the progress you guys are making on the analytics side. Yes. And that's specifically around how do we enable real-time, decision-oriented intelligence back to our customers. I don't think we're gonna, switch completely to a, single Couchbase, as the data lake or the data warehouse, whichever term you want to use. But can we create intelligence from the events that Couchbase is recording for that microservice and expose that on an analytics server back to our customers for real-time decisioning? I think that would be interesting. So I'm really excited to explore that further.
Absolutely. Well, I appreciate your time. I know that it is lunchtime after all, so I don't want you to miss your time to eat. Lunch. Your exciting lunch. Plus, then soon you're going to have your session. So I look forward to seeing your session. I appreciate your time. I'm not shaking hands today because I'm sick, so I'll fist bump it.
So much.
But I appreciate your time, and I look forward to talking with you again soon.
Thank you. Good luck to you guys.
Thank you.